Hey guys, Wet Movie 1 back here again for another Blu-ray DVD update video for you guys today. It's been about 3 weeks since the last, update video I've done. I got a nice big old stack of stuff here to talk to you guys about today. But before I get into it, everyone, please hit that like button if you guys enjoy my videos whatsoever. Drop a comment down below, let me know what cool movies you guys have been watching recently. But guys, the first one up over here from Scream Factory is a movie starring David Carradine that I think I remember seeing on the video store shelves back in the day, but I couldn't really remember the film. But that is called Sonny Boy here on Blu-ray. This one stars, like I said, David Carradine, and in this film it's about him and his love interest living in the middle of nowhere in this small town. Him and his love interest are kind of junk collectors, and David Carradine in this film is a transvestite, and they go around different places collecting garbage and broken down TVs, and they're kind of like hoarders, and they try to sell their product and things, until one day one of their workers that they have going out stealing things, robbing things, brings back a stolen car. But this guy that brings back the stolen car doesn't know there was a baby in it. End up taking on this young baby and throwing it into this little cage thing for years until becomes like 18 years old and escapes. And he goes on the rampage, doing crazy things that a person that was locked up for all these years is gonna do. I found this movie to be really weird, really kind of strange, but I kind of liked it. You know what I mean? Like, it had this really weird atmosphere that I really got into. It's like the characters in here were decent. You get Brad Dourif in here. You got the guy that played Chucky from the Child's Play films in here playing like a worker for them. It was just a really fun atmospheric flick. I mean, it has some decent gore in there, but like the thing that you're watching this for is the characters. Like David Carradine as a transvestite, going around pretending like he's taking care of this baby. Like, there's a scene he's trying to breastfeed this baby, and he has this thing strapped onto him, and this milk's like dripping out of it. It's really kind of like awkward and weird, and I think that's why I like this film. Here you also get an audio commentary track by the director. If you guys know anything about Sonny Boy, definitely upgrade your old DVDs or VHSs to that Blu-ray, because that's amazing right there. And this next film right up over here from Scream Factory and IFC is a film called Contracted Phase 2 here on Blu-ray. Of course, this film right here picks up right where Contracted Phase 1 left off, where Samantha, is being all zombified and crazy things are going on, and now it's following the character of Riley and how he's got infected with this, crazy virus that's turning people into zombie type creatures, and he's trying to figure out who is the host, but yet he doesn't know that he may be the one that's hosting the virus in his body right now, because his body's slowly deteriorating and things are slowly going awry. I thought this movie was just okay. The character of Riley, the main character of this film, wasn't really likable to me like Samantha was in the first one. This one was just really kind of, I don't know, it felt like just kind of thrown together. Like the best parts of this movie was the zombie effects, or the infected effects, or whatever you guys want to call it. Those were really kind of cool, but it just kind of felt really kind of rushed, and I don't know, like really not really imaginative in my opinion over here. And next up over here is another one from Scream Factory. It's a film I definitely seen back in the day. It stars James Spader, and that is called Jack's Back here on Blu-ray. This movie is a really fun, dramatic kind of thriller film. It's kind of like an homage to like the, Jack the Ripper story from back in the day, because in this film there's this killer that's going around this town killing people the same way Jack the Ripper did 100 years ago. You know what I mean? And people think Jack the Ripper is back because he's doing it all the same ways that Jack did. Killing women in the same certain kind of positions and ways and things. And in this film, James Spader, he has a twin brother and stuff, and his twin brother gets killed by this this slayer that's going around killing people in this town, and he's trying to figure out why his brother got killed and who the killer is and stuff. And while the police think James Spader is the one that probably killed his brother, and he's trying to prove his innocence by going around trying to figure out who the guy really is that's killing these people in this town. It's a really cool fun thriller. It's not like a horror flick, like kind of like or like Contracted or anything like that. It's more like a suspense thriller film. But like I really like the performance in here by James Spader. I think this is one of his early films, maybe one of his first feature films, to be honest, but I could be wrong. on here. But this Blu-ray here has a new high definition transfer from the original film negative, an audio commentary track by the director. But if you guys have never seen this film, it's really, really decent. I really suggest you guys checking this one out if you guys are into thrillers. Alright everyone, next up from Scream Factory also is a William Friedkin film from 1990, and that is The Guardian, here on Blu-ray, presented in 1080p for the very first time. If you guys have never seen The Guardian, it's pretty much about this young business-related couple that just has a child. Everything's going their way. They end up hiring this new nanny to come on to watch their child as, you know, they go to work and things, but yet things start to go awry. Things start going supernatural in their house. Weird things start to happen, and they don't know why this stuff is going on. Could it be the nanny they just hired? Who knows? You have to watch the movie to find out. I always really kind of like this film. It's not one of William Friedkin's better films. This is actually his first film, or his first horror film, you know, since he made the movie Exorcist back in the day, and it's really kind of hard to make a better horror film than that. You know what I mean? To one of the greatest horror films of all time, The Exorcist, and then going into another horror film, it's really kind of hard to top yourself. It's definitely not, you know, one of the better, well-known, remembered, you know, horror films that are out there right here. Like, I remember seeing this on the video store shelves back in the day and liking it, but rewatching it after all this time, it doesn't really have a whole lot of rewatch value, in my opinion, you know. But on this Blu-ray here, you have some new interviews on here by the actors and directors and things, interviews by some of the cast, and you also get a theatrical trailer on this bad boy here. So if you're a fan of this film, it does look nice here on Blu-ray, so you can definitely upgrade your old VHS or DVDs or what have you. And next up over here from Warner Brothers is a film I kind of wanted to see. It was kind of getting pooped on, you know, by, you know, other critics and stuff, but I was really interested in checking it out because I love Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway, and that is The Intern here on Blu-ray. In this film, Robert De Niro plays a 70-year-old guy named Ben. He's a widower now. His wife died, you know, years ago, and he's just kind of bored with his life now. You know what I mean? He's tired of doing the same old things. He's not really doing anything, so he decides to, you know, apply for this internship at this online fashion agency, and he gets the job, and he starts to work for people that are like 20-somethings and 30-somethings, and, you know, kind of being told what to do by younger people, and it's just him just pretty much wanting to be, you know, feel wanted in the world. I kind of really like this movie. It's not a great film by any means. This is one of those pieces of fluff that you just watch and just have a good time with. You know what I mean? Like, you don't go in there taking it too seriously, going, why is the acting not that great? Why is the writing weird? You know, it's just one of those ones you just go into and just, you know, enjoy yourself and, you know, forget a couple of weeks later. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But it has a couple of the cast members from one of my favorite TV shows that's on right now, Workaholics. You get a couple of the guys in here, really funny character guys in this piece. But like, I gotta say, I recommend the rental on this bad boy. I liked it for what it was, to be honest. Alright guys, and next up over here from Universal is Jem and the Holograms here on Blu-ray. This of course is a live action version of the late 80s cartoon show that came out back in the day called Jem. I remember watching Jem back in the day. I haven't seen it since then, and I know Shout Factory has released a complete series of the show, you know, on DVD, and I was just kind of interested in seeing this one just because I like things like this, kind of like Josie and the Pussycats, and, you know, like how they remade that in the early 2000s and things, like, because I really like Josie and the Pussycats. But Jem right here is pretty much about these two sisters and two friends that have this band together. You know, they play music just for fun, make YouTube videos. They kind of want to be, you know, famous and stuff online and things like that. But yeah, until one day, this one girl named Jerica, or Jem or whatever, makes this little private video for herself, just playing a song, you know, dressed up in the Jem, you know, outfit and makeup and things. And then after she's done playing the song, her sister comes into the room, interrupts her and things, and she thinks she deletes the video she just made, and her sister ends up posting it online, and the video blows up and goes viral all over YouTube and the internet and things, and makes Jem an instant, you know, internet star. And it's her and her bandmates, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Big old record deal going on, and they're going to start playing shows and stuff, and it's just about how fame, affects their lives and stuff, and how they're going to deal with, being famous. And that's all I can really say about this film. There's really not much going on in this movie that I can recommend for you guys here. Like, the two things I really liked about this movie are the two actresses in this film. You get Molly Ringwald from the Rat Pack back in the day, like, Breakfast Club and 16 Candles and all those great John Hughes movies back in the day, playing the mother of Jem in here. And you also get Juliette Lewis, playing the person that's, coming up and, from the record company, the signed Jem and stuff, being like the evil person, of the movie. Like, I really like those two actresses, and you don't really see them too often in films these days, and I gotta say, I really like them in this film. But like, this movie kind of felt like I was watching Josie and the Pussycats mixed with, Earth to Echo, because they have that little, hologram kind of, Earth to Echo kind of robot thing in this thing. I don't know, it kind of felt just kind of rushed and kind of thrown together, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, the music in here was fine, the acting was okay in this movie, but it just kind of felt like a bad version of Josie and the Pussycats from like the 2001 or whatever it was. Like, I really liked that film. Like, I thought that movie was funny. You know what I mean? It's because they know it's stupid. It was meant to be stupid and funny. This one was just kind of, I don't know, all over the place. I don't despise it. I'm just saying it's not really memorable. Alright everyone, next up over here from Universal also is something I was really, really excited to check out, because I'm really into stage productions and Broadway and plays and things, and that is The Wiz Live here on DVD. And if you guys don't know what The Wiz is kind of like a modern twist on the Wizard of Oz tale that came out back in the like 1938 or whatever it was. I can't remember the exact date. With Dorothy, Toto, and all those characters from the classic Wizard of Oz film. I know it was based on a book that came out earlier than that, but this is the modern version that was originally a play back in 1970, what was it again, 75, 76, that came out, and this is like a new version of it with new cast members and everything. And in this film, or in this play, it stars Mary J. Blige, Queen Latifah, Elijah Kelly, who you guys know from the Hairspray movie. But like, this was just a fun watch, a real just pleasure to sit through. It was aired on NBC at the end of 2015 as a live performance. So like, if anybody in the cast like missed a step or messed up or fell over, it was going to be recorded on live television. And I kind of liked the element of that. The only thing I didn't like about this is that I don't think they filmed this version of it in front of a live audience like they would on Broadway, because like you don't hear laughter, you don't hear people applauding, you don't hear any of that, and that kind of like threw me off, because that's what I like about stage plays. You know what I mean? Like, people, the cast feeds off the energy of the crowd, and like, it didn't feel like that was really going on in it. Like, the acting in here was great and fine, and it was really cool, but like, it just kind of felt a little bit off, And of course, I love The Wiz from what's it called, like the 1970s. They came out starring Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, as the Scarecrow and stuff. That was just an amazing, film. I have it on Blu-ray and everything. It was just really kind of cool to see David Alan Grier, as the Cowardly Lion. Yeah, he was just great in this. It was just a really fun, entertaining watch, and I suggest this to anybody out there that loves stage plays or stage productions. Really, really got a kick out of this one. And next up over here from Paramount is a sequel, sort of, to Paranormal Activity 3, I believe, and that is called Paranormal Activity, boop, The Ghost Dimensions here, the 3D Blu-ray. Of course, this is the fifth or sixth film in the Paranormal franchise. I'm not really sure, because I don't know how they categorize this one, because they put out 1 through 4, and then they put out, Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, and then this one. It's kind of, I think the marked ones is like its own thing, but I could be kind of confused with this whole thing. But I enjoy these Paranormal Activity movies for what they are. And in this film, it's about this young family moving into the new house, which was occupied by the family in the third film, I believe. I could be getting this wrong. And they move into this house, and they come across this box of tapes and this really big old camera that's kind of wired in a certain way where the camera could pick up certain things that regular cameras can't see. And they start playing these tapes, and they start seeing these girls, from the other film, and this house slowly starts going out of control, and they start slowly, being haunted by the entity of this house. But with the camera that they have, they can see the entity. That's the only thing that's different between this new Paranormal Activity film and the other ones. You can see the demon or the ghost or what have you, just like going around the house, forming and everything. It was kind of cool in that aspect, but for some reason it just wasn't as cool. I know they're all cheap and low budget and kind of they have their slow, dull moments, but like this film, for some reason, like it didn't have those long, dull moments of nothingness and then something happening. They kind of had more stuff happening in the throughout the film that kind of kept my interest a little bit, but it wasn't scary or. And I only jumped like once during like one of those like weird jump scares that they have. You know what I mean? But on the 3D Blu-ray, when you watch it on 3D, the moments where the camera's picking up the weird entity and stuff, it really kind of pops out at you. It looks really kind of cool. But if you're a fan of the Paranormal Activity movies, I'm sure you're gonna have to pick this one up just to to complete your collection and things like I have with all the other ones. But on this Blu-ray here, you get the theatrical version, and you also get the unrated version, which is like three minutes longer. Alright guys, and next up over here from Paramount also is a new film starring David Oyelowo, and that is called Captive here on DVD. In this film, David Oyelowo is on the run from the police. He just killed the judge that sentenced him to life in prison for murder that he's committed. He just pretty much massacred, his judge that was assigned to his case and other people in the courthouse, and now he's on the run, and all the cops in this town are all gathering together to try to get him and take him down. But yet he comes across this young woman played by Kate Mara. She's a struggling single mother with a drug habit, trying to figure out, any way she knows how to get clean so she can get her daughter back. Because her daughter is not staying now with like her sister, her mother, or whatever, and she's lost custody of her child. She's trying to figure out any way she knows how to get clean and get her custody of her child back. David Oyelowo's character that's on the run from the cops, they both meet in this parking lot, and he takes refuge inside of her apartment, during the duration of this movie, and it's just them, going back and forth in this apartment, trying to figure out what they're gonna do, because she, Kate's character needs to, meet her daughter somewhere. She doesn't want to let her daughter down again, but yet David Oyelowo can't leave, he needs a hostage or he's gonna get killed by all these cops. I thought it was a really strong kind of Christian feel kind of movie. I really liked the acting in this film. The two main characters really knocked it out of the park for me. And it's not one of those, Christian films that like knocks God or that belief down your throat too much. It's just more of like a human drama about how people's lives unfold. You know what I mean? Like I really enjoyed this film. It was really kind of entertaining to watch, to be honest, guys. If it sounds interesting to you, definitely give it a watch. And next up over here from Mill Creek is a TV show I used to remember watching, and especially when the Sony started putting them out on DVD and things. But now we get the complete series here, a party of 5, baby. You get all 142 episodes, all 6 seasons here, all on 24 DVDs. If you guys don't know what this show is about, it's about this family of 5. On the first episode that you ever see, you find out that mother and father of this family die in this tragic car wreck, and now they're left to fend for themselves. They have to figure out how they're going to pay rent and bills and, keep a roof over their heads, but yet, 2 of the kids are still going to high school. One of them is still in elementary school learning the violin, and the older brother that's 24 years old it's played by Matthew Fox, is just trying to figure out how he's going to, support his family now that his parents are passed away. And it's just, the coming of age story of this family and how they kind of grow and, go out on dates and, just witness life, without parents and things. I always really like this show. It's a really nice drama show that not a lot of people don't talk about on here in this TV movie community that we have. But like, it's just a really wonderful show. Has a lot of great, actors in here, at least from the 90s when the show came out, that I have crushes on even till this day. Like, Neve Campbell is up in here. You get Lacey Cutbirth in here. You guys all know from Mean Girls, and of course one of my all-time movie crushes. You get Jennifer Love Hewitt in here playing like a love interest to Scott Wolf's character. But all I have is one complaint about this set is how the DVDs come. Like you take this box off, and and this is how all the DVDs are stored. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? I mean, it's a good cheap price. You can find it for like 30-40 bucks and everything, but like the DVDs come in these weird paper sleeves inside the box. That kind of throws me off. Like the discs are safe in there; they're not gonna fall out or anything. It's just kind of like, what is this? But to be honest, everybody, like we finally got the complete series now on DVD, which is a good thing because I really like the show. But yeah, guys, thanks to Mill Creek, we finally get the complete series of the show on DVD. The packaging's not the greatest, but they need to do that to make the cost down for us, so we can get it for a decent price out there. But that's the Party of Five here, the complete series on DVD finally. Okay, guys, next up from Sony over here is Irrational Man on Blu-ray, starring River Phoenix, Parker Posey, and Emma Stone. And in this film, River Phoenix plays this professor moving to this new small town, to teach at this college. And as soon as he does so, these two women get infatuated with him. A young student and one of the teachers there, played by Parker Posey. And it's pretty much him going between the two, trying to figure out what he's really doing, in his life, because he's not really happy with the job that he's doing. And he's getting closer and closer with the young student played by Emma Stone. And it's just pretty much him just trying to figure out, what does he really want in life? You know what I mean? Like he's a really smart man, and he's just kind of really sad about things, and he just doesn't really know what he wants to do, but yet he has two women biting for his love and attention, and you have to watch the movie to find out how it unfolds. But to be honest, guys, this movie to me kind of took a little while to get into, like 20-30 minutes, and I was kind of watching going, this is kind of dumb, you know what I mean? But like after like the 20-minute mark, I'm going, okay, it started to pick up, and I started to get interested in the characters and care about what was really going on. But it was just a real slow start, of a film, to be honest. And it's not one of the most, memorable Woody Allen films out there. You know what I mean? I have to go to like Manhattan and stuff like that. But like this film was decent and a nice entry into his filmography. Just not that great, to be honest. And this Blu-ray here, the LA premiere on the red carpet with the cast and crew talking about their experiences, on the making of the film. But if you guys like Woody Allen movies, I suggest giving this one a chance. But just let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, because I don't think it's one of his best, to be honest. And next up over here from Sony also is our Sony Picture Classics, and that is called The Diary of a Teenage Girl here on Blu-ray. This movie takes place in 1976, right when like the hippie movement is dying down, and it follows this young girl named Marnie. She's 15 years old. She's coming of age. She's learning about her body. She's figuring things out in her life. She becomes infatuated with her mother's boyfriend, and has this love affair with him without her mother knowing. And it's just pretty much her just trying to figure out what she's doing, because the boyfriend that her mother's boyfriend knows what he's doing is wrong, but she doesn't really think that, and she thinks they need to be together, and he needs to dump her mom and be with her, and all this really wacky stuff. I really enjoyed this movie for what it was. Like, it had really weird, awkward moments in here, because the girl, Marnie, is a 15-year-old, or the character in here is 15 years old, and you see her naked in this movie, with an older man. It just felt really weird and strange. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't know how old the actress is. It just felt really weird to me, watching those kind of parts, to be honest. But it's a real decent watch, to be honest. But it's just kind of weird and awkward. But this Blu-ray here, you get a behind-the-scenes making of and commentary tracks and stuff. So if it sounds interesting to you, definitely give it a chance. Kristen Wiig really knocks it out of the park in this film. She's a really great role in here. And next up over here from Anchor Bay, and that is a movie starring Bradley Cooper, and it's called Burnt, here on Blu-ray. In this film, he plays this character, what's his name again? Bradley Cooper plays a character named Adam. He's a 2-star Michelin chef, and at the beginning of this film, you find out that he had this restaurant, and he lost this restaurant because of his drug addiction and alcoholism and all this crazy stuff. And now, at the beginning of this film, he he's trying to start anew, and he's trying to go for his 3rd Michelin star. Going into this, going into this restaurant that's owned by an old friend of his, and he's trying to like put his old crazy past behind him, yet he's still struggling with it at the same time. And I found this movie to be really, really fun, really a nice drama film here about a guy just trying to get redemption of his life and try to get his life back to where it was before like things started happening, before he owed money to like the mob and people. And it's just a really nice, fun movie to watch, especially if you like movies or TV shows like Hell's Kitchen and pretty much anything that Gordon Ramsay's connected to on television. You guys will get a kick out of this because you see him in the kitchen working. Get to the pass. Oh shit, this risotto's not this risotto's not cooked right, and like throwing plates all over the place. Things like that. That's what I kind of dug about this movie. It's really wonderfully acted here, by the entire cast. But that's Burnt here on Blu-ray. Really nice watch. And this next movie up here from Olive Films stars John Malkovich and Gary Sales, and Gary Sinise, and that is Of Mice and Men here on Blu-ray. This is the classic 1990 film that came out back in the day that was originally a novel, but I remember a long time ago my mom was in the play of this when I was a kid, and it's pretty much about these two farm workers back in like the 1930s or whatever, that during like the Great Depression or whatever, 20s, 30s, during the Great Depression, and they're just regular farm workers going from town to town just trying to make a living for themselves. One of them has like a mental disability. He's like a really big guy. He really has like, he's kind of like mentally handicapped. He's played by John Malkovich, and his friend is played by Gary Sinise, and they're just going from town to town, trying to support themselves until something really tragic happens, and you have to find out what that is that makes the movie go on. But like, it was just a really fun movie, a really wonderfully acted drama that I'm really glad that Olive Films put out on Blu-ray, because I always remembered at least the story of it. The story of these guys, and it's just, I always like character pieces, and that's what this movie is, especially for John Malkovich, man. Really, really killed it in this film. On this Blu-ray here, you get a theatrical trailer and a handful of like special features that were originally released on the MGM DVD that came out. But yeah, guys, that's Of Mice and Men here on Blu-ray, starring John Malkovich and Gary Sinise. Really, really great. And last but not least here from Alchemy is a movie called Howl here on Blu-ray. Oh my god, this movie was really kind of cool. It's pretty much about these people that are going on this train, kind of like the Metrolink, on this train, and they're just going to wherever they're going until the train suddenly stops in the middle of nowhere, and they're going, what the hell's going on? So the train conductor, goes outside to check out what's going on, but yet gets killed and eaten by some creature that's out in the woods somewhere, and now the people, all these people on this train have nowhere to go, no train conductor, nowhere, they don't know anybody that can move this train, but yet they don't know what's lurking in the woods and what happened to their driver, but yet you have to come to find out that there's these weird creatures in the woods picking them off one by one. Man, this movie was fun as hell, man. It's just, it has, really fun characters in here, really cool practical makeup effects, which was really, really kind of refreshing to see in a movie these days. I don't know, it's not like, mind-blowing, but it's just one of those ones you would watch and just have a fun time with, you know what I mean? If you guys are into horror films, bloody gore fests, definitely check this one out, man. People getting picked off one by one on this train. But thank you guys so much for watching my Blu-ray DVD update today. Definitely give this video a thumbs up. Share it around on Facebook and Twitter by using the share button down below this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hoarders, unite.